T.B.Photo X1.5 TFX, and welcome back to another video. And this is photo news number 4. Well, we're gonna start off right away, and it's film news. Well, first it's a little bit of film / social media news that Kodak has launched a Facebook site that is called Kodak Careers. It's a Facebook site where people who want to be part of the Kodak family can send in their applications and to see a little bit about what type of job offers that Eastman Kodak is going for, yeah, or what they are searching for. But anyway, that would be something for anybody who is interested in. It's Kodak Careers on Facebook. But anyway, now for some real film news. What do we see here? Lomography came out last week with a new aged to perfection C41 film in 35mm with the look and feel of slide film. So the name of this film is Lomography Color Negative F to the power of 2, so F2 400. According to an article published by the photoblogger.com, Lomography bought the film stock from an Italian manufacturer in 2010, and that it has been aged in the Czech Republic. Well, the film here is it resembles slide film because they also showed some test images. I think it was from some kind of ski slope. They showed some test images that showed that it has the look and feel of slide film, even though this is a normal color negative film that will use the normal C41 process for development, while slide film, as we know, is E6 process, which is a little bit more complicated. But anyway, the negatives are rated at ISO 400, and we'll see about it. It looks very interesting. And we actually have more film news now, because ADOX or ADOX, or however you want to call it, depending on your nationality. Anyway, it's spelled ADOX. Are building a new film and chemical factory in Germany. The new factory in Germany will reside next to their current plant and effectively doubling their production capability. And ADOX recently also acquired a factory in Marseille, Switzerland. So as you can see, film is alive and well. It even goes so far that film companies are building new factories for upping manufacturing. So dust off your old film or 35mm cameras or 120 cameras, because it seems black on white that it is coming back. But anyway, now we're going to some photography hardware. Lens news, and the past week has actually given us a shit ton of lens news, actually. First off is the up-and-coming Chinese manufacturer of speed lights, Youngnuo, who has now also come out with a budget 85mm f1.8 lens. And as with their older versions, this is basically a more or less a self-proclaimed Canon clone. It will retail for a budget-friendly $177, and maybe great for the beginner who wants a fast lens that does not break the bank. So we'll have to wait and see who reviews it first. But it's apparently it's for Canon. It's a Canon replica, Canon clone made by Youngnuo. So we'll see. They have actually upped their quality quite a bit in recent years. But anyway, next up we have a lens brand that, at least me personally, I haven't really heard any of this before, but IRIX. It's spelled IRIX. They released a ultra-wide 11mm focal length f4 lens with a wide field of view of a total of 126 degrees of angle of view, and they claim a minimum amount of distortion. The lens will be available in two versions. Apparently, this company IREX, who I haven't had any knowledge of before, they have two lines, the Blackstone and the Firefly. And in this instant, the Blackstone will retail for approximately $825, while the Firefly will be a little bit less, it's $595, so almost $600. As apparently the Blackstone is more ruggedly built with a magnesium alloy body, and it's more scratch resistant lens coatings. The Firefly, on the other hand, will be about 12% lighter in weight, and both feature identically the same lens design, and will thereby achieve similar results. So that seems interesting, because this will also be available in the mounts of Canon, Nikon, and Pentax. So that's a little bit of IREX news, but now comes the heavy hitter when it comes to all the different, lenses that this next company, Sigma has basically made a barrage of different lenses that they have just thrown out the news about. Excuse me. Well, we got another 3 lenses in the art line, Sigma's art line. First off, we have a 14mm f1.8. This will have 16 elements in 11 groups. It includes 3 FLD, or for low dispersion elements, and 4 SLD, super low dispersion elements. No price has been put on this lens as of yet. The next Sigma art lens is a short zoom lens. It's 24-70, so a normal lens focus, so to speak. And this lens will be 19 elements in 14 groups with 3 super low dispersion, or 3 SLD elements, and Sigma's optical stabilization. So this one has stabilization in it, the zoom one. No price has been said for this again. And the final one is a 135mm f1.8. And this 135 lens from Sigma's art line will have 13 lens elements in 10 groups, and as of this point in time there are no other mentions of the special properties of this lens, so it's basically that they're gonna put out a 135mm f1.8 in their art line of lenses. No specific launch date has been set, and we will see when we have more information about it. So way to go, Sigma. They are really throwing out lenses left, right, and center. Because we have even more Sigma lenses. This is not the art line, this is the contemporary line. And the new lens is the contemporary 100 to 400mm f5 to 6.3 DGOS HSM. Okay. The contemporary 100 to 400mm f5 to 6.3 DGOS HSM. Really mouthful to pronounce these lens names sometimes. Well, this lens is a super zoom, or rather a super zoom. So actually it's gonna have a 67mm filter thread for the front element. It is 21 elements in 15 groups. It includes 4 SLDs, below dispersion elements, with a minimum focus length of, or rather a minimum focus length of 1.6 meters, or that would be 5.2 feet. And Sigma claims this lens can be used as a macro with a reproduction ratio of 1 to 3.8. So it's not a true 1-to-1 macro, but who knows, it might be usable for some people. The weight of this lens is 1,160 grams, which is 1.16 kilograms or 2.5 pounds for you who use the Imperial system. And this lens from Sigma will be available in Canon, Nikon and Sigma's own proprietary lens mount. No price as of yet. Okay. And now a little bit of accessories for the camera enthusiast out there. Sony has actually the brand that has been now synonymous with mirrorless excellence when they're not overheating, but Sony is now announcing world's fastest SD card. The new G series of SD cards from Sony has a writing speed of 299 megabytes per second and a reading rate at 300 megabytes per second. The cards will be available in 32, 64 and 128 gigabyte sizes. The camera that you're using it with will have to support UHS-2. Reading the specs, these cards seems to be NASA grade, basically, because they're waterproof, they're shockproof, they're temperature resistant and X-ray proof, and it will be compatible with Sony's rescue files. So if the card would for some reason be corrupted, they're covered by rescue files. X-ray proof. Oh yeah, airport security. So these would be fine. So the cards will be X-ray proof, so they're fine to put through airport security. No price as of now. And then finally, the final news would be that Nikon is celebrating now in 2017. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary. So they have done a small announcement that they will focus on medium to high-end DSLR cameras. Well, this partly explains why they dropped the DL line of cameras. So that will basically be their thing in the future. They will focus on medium to high-end DSLR cameras. So we'll see what they do, because we're all waiting with excitement what they will bring out for the 100th anniversary. Yeah, so that's basically the photo news as of now. Personally, maybe I'm gonna be a little bit more not so frequent with my uploads, because life's what happens when you do when you're planning other things. School and so on is dragging on and so on. So yeah, we'll see. I'll try to make these videos as frequent as possible. And for all you out there who are enjoying my Mamiya 645 flash tutorial, we have some exposures left on that roll before I can develop it, and I know that I have a little thing that the postal service will bring to me that I just purchased on a online auction, or rather an online trader. So we will see if we're gonna use some little extra new equipment for the remaining frames on that roll of Lomography 100 color film. But that's in the future, and we will see next week what the postman, hopefully not Postman Fro, but that would be cool. But anyway, we will see what they bring me, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, this is Tobias Bergström from T.B.Photo X1.5 to FX, and I would like to see you guys in the next video. And as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. As always, take care. Bye.